Hello and welcome. I am your host of What Are You Reading? What Are You Writing? Author Karen E. Osborne. I have 5 novels out. The latest is Justice for Emerson. I am so glad that you're here. This is a space for readers and writers to come together and talk about books. So this is going to be such a delightful and fun conversation for us because we're going to talk to we're going to talk to Mia Donovan about Nickie Cottage and the Onkydonks. Hey Mia,
Hello, Karen. It's nice to see you.
it's lovely to have you here. Mia's joining us from the UK. We love that too. And you'll notice her beautiful accent. But we're kind of, Americans are like, we just think that a British accent means that you're intelligent.
Oh yeah.
We have this whole thing about Brits. So you're going to be great. So this is publication day too, right? Oh
Yes,
my
it is.
gosh, this is congratulations. That's a big, wonderful milestone. So that is fabulous. So
Thank
let's
you.
start off with your writing journey. Like, how did you decide to write? Have you been writing since kindergarten? Tell us a little bit about that.
I think it's always been kind of in my DNA almost to do it. I felt like I don't know, born to write, perhaps. It was something that as a child, the teachers would say, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I always said author. I never said anything different. Probably up until about the age of 15, 16, where I suddenly wanted to be a Spanish interpreter, which, AI has kind of taken over that role. So then I went back to wanting to be an author, and I used to
I
write
used to write.
short stories constantly. And I had one teacher say to me that she felt that I was gifted in creative writing. And I think that was something that really spurred me on to say, you know what, I actually think I can do something with this talent that I have. And I've turned it into a book. And yeah, I just love writing. I feel like it's very cathartic and something I can
Mm,
channel all of my emotions into, which I'm sure you would agree as well.
I would agree with that 100%. Before we dive into your wonderful book, one of the things that intrigued me in our earlier communication was something that I see as well, and that is this epidemic of lack of literacy and the number of children that don't know how to read, how late they learn to read, the number of people who don't read. It's just, and I know you have some thoughts about that. So I'd love to hear what your thoughts are.
I think every time I go out somewhere, I notice, especially within the last, I would say, since COVID, you just see children with iPads, and that's all that they have in their hands. And I find that really quite depressing because I find it's extremely overstimulating, for one. And I do think it's having a direct correlation on the literacy levels of children. Anytime I go into a bookstore, the children's section is empty. And it does break my heart because that was where I was as a kid. And I think a lot of onus should go on these big corporations promoting things like technology for children and AI. And I think that's something that they're doing in terms of, oh, we can get a little bit more money out of the younger demographic. We're going to try and convince the parents they need iPads. It's a great parenting tool. And in reality, all children really need is a good book. In my opinion, I feel like that is exactly what children need. And it does really break my heart that that's something that is going on.
You're talking to somebody who agrees with you 100%. Our middle grandson used to say he's much older now, but when he was a little guy, he'd say, Grammy, I just can't read. And I said, no, you can't read yet. Let's read another book. So now, he just became this reading machine because we would read to him every single week, even though we live in different states. And so that's just to say something good for the iPad because we would connect
Yep.
on his iPad and we would read him books, physical books on the
Yeah.
iPad until he would say, read to you. Okay. Now, he fell in love with books, and so we're doing the same with our youngest grandson. And I have him looking at a whole stack of books this high that I'm bringing to him next week.
Oh.
Kids need books, and so let's hear about your book. The demographic is what's the age for this
I would
book?
say 7 to 10 as a good sort of ground rule.
Excellent. Well, he's 7. So I
Oh,
can't wait.
lovely.
Yes. So let's show them, everybody, the beautiful cover.
Let's
I love this cover.
go. So beautiful
Get
cover.
close. Isn't that gorgeous?
Absolutely
Nickie
lovely.
Cottage and the Onkydonks on publication day. I can't wait to find out what an Onkydonk is.
So
So
they
tell us a little bit about the book.
Yes, they so basically, Nickie Cottage is an idea I had as a child, and it's a young girl, 10 years of age, living in the British countryside. It's very much inspired by England and the great nature that we have here. And she lives in a cottage on the hill with her grandmother, and she's always looking out at wonky woods. Twisting, sinister trees, strange noises, eerie, dark, twisted, everything's so frightening. And she's such a curious young girl and says to her grandmother, why can't I go into Wonky Woods? Why does everybody in the village say it's such a dangerous place? Please stay away. And her grandmother gets a steely look over her eyes and says, you cannot go there. You cannot go inside. You must not go in, whatever you do. And Nickie, being Nickie, decides, I think I might just go in there, just take a little peek. And as she's heading to the woods, she suddenly spots a very strange black figure, a little shape near the woods. And she realizes it's her long lost cat Jasper, who she lost in a thunderstorm many years before. She sees him, they make eye contact, and he darts into the woods. And she decides, I'm going to follow him. And what then ensues is she realizes there's dark enchantments in the woods, there's evil fairies, and there's 6 creatures made of clay called Onkydonks. And she finds it is her mission to save them from the evil fairies, bring colour back into the woods, and restore happiness to all. But can she do it? We don't know.
We'll have to wait and see.
Yes, we will.
I love that. That is so good. So what do you love about Nikki? Tell me a little bit more about her as a person. How old is she?
So she's 10.
She's 10. And what
Yeah.
is she like?
She loves painting. That's one of her that I think that my memory serves me. That's when Jasper goes missing, is when she's painting some clouds and she suddenly hears the thunder crackle and she goes, Where's Jasper gone? And disappears. She loves her family. She loves helping out Mrs. Rosewood in the village down below. Her young friend, little Jimmy, she helps him as well. She's just such a loving, giving girl. Very in
Mhm.
tune with nature. But like I said, she's also very curious. She's a little bit mischievous, and I think she kind of goes to the beat of her own drum. She's very independent for such a small girl,
Mm,
which obviously lands her in a little bit of trouble.
yes. Yes, indeed. I have a 10-year-old friend, we're friends, as she told me we're best friends. And she's 10 years old, and she is very brave. Very brave,
Yeah.
and bravery can get you in trouble,
Yep, absolutely.
but it's a good quality to have,
Yeah, especially for this book.
especially for this one. So, are you working on anything else? I know this is
I,
publication day,
yeah.
but is there another book in you?
Well, for Nickie Cottage and the Onkydonks, this novel is a standalone novel. So what I decided to do to kind of explore that world a little bit more is release a small colouring book, which I released. And all of the
Oh,
artwork is
hold
my
that up.
own.
Let's see.
It's it's very
Yeah,
exciting.
and open it.
So inside we've got, let me show, we've
And
got
give us
some
some
little
examples.
pictures here. So this is Willow, the Onkydonk.
Ah,
We've got some other little pictures here. So very cute, very simple. And I just
nice.
wanted to release it as sort of a special coming up to the 1 year anniversary. I thought it would be very special. Obviously, today is the day of 1 year. And I think it's a great way to
Well,
immerse
today isn't
yourself.
publication day. Today is your anniversary,
Yes, yeah, yeah. So
the
this
one
came
year
out,
anniversary.
yeah, for a year ago, which is
Ah,
very,
okay.
very, very exciting. Um,
Yes.
And then in addition to that, I'm also working currently with my illustrator to get the cover designed. Is a book about type 1 diabetes because I have a family member
Mm.
who has the condition, and I wanted to create a picture book to sort of teach children about type 1 diabetes and understand their condition. And I'm not going to say too much about the book yet. It will all be released on my social media, but that's what I'm currently working on.
Very good. I love that. So you have something special today, celebrating the anniversary, the first anniversary of your publication day. And tell us about that. Tell us what you're doing.
So I am going to be doing a very special giveaway that you can access on my Instagram. And you will get in this giveaway a signed copy of Nickie Cottage and the Onkydonks, then a colouring book. And you will also get some very special goodies. So we've got stickers, we've got some bookmarks, we've got all the stuff, all the goods. And we might get as well some little colouring pencils in the package as well. And the details are on my Instagram. You basically need to comment the name of your favourite Onkydonk, which is either going to be Juniper, Ollo, Davy, Hazel, Nephili, and Willow. So any of those six, you pick your favorite. The details are on my Instagram, and the winner will be randomly selected. It's international. You can be anywhere in the world, and I will get your gift to you.
Oh, that sounds so exciting. And what a great way to celebrate a birthday, a
Yes.
first birthday. And so
Mhm.
on Instagram, are you just Mia Donovan or what is your name
It
on
is
Instagram?
Mia R. Donovan underscore author.
Mia R. Donovan. We'll put it in the show notes. Mia R. Donovan underscore author. And then
Yes.
you can participate in the giveaway and help celebrate a 1 year anniversary. That sounds awesome. Awesome. So this what are you reading? What are you writing?
Yes.
So are there some books that you would either recommend to the parents who will be buying this book or just somebody just because it's a book you've read and you love it?
Well, I've got a few recommendations for those that would like to read Nickie Cottage. If they enjoy Nickie Cottage, they'll probably
Mhm.
enjoy these ones. First of all, I have a great writer, Paul Jansen, who you had on the show before.
Yes, sour
Um,
apples.
yes, he's a great author, and I read his book and I absolutely loved it. It's a very sort of heroic story of a young boy being it's very similar to Nickie Cottage in that he's very explorative, not sure what the right word is. Very courageous, and it's a great book, especially for those who don't like to read, hence why the novel was Sour Apples, novel for those who hate to read. I think it's a
Yeah,
great book.
exactly. And Paul says he hated to read.
Yep. Then we have this book, which I absolutely love, and it's If Cats Disappeared from the World. It's such a charming
Mm.
novel,
Mm.
written by a great author. And this book actually helped inspire Nickie Cottage and the Onkydonks because I was greatly inspired by Japanese culture, inspired by the haniwa, which are these clay figures used to mark the dead in Japan. I
Oh.
think it was in sort of the third century, so really long ago, and that's what inspired the Onkydonks. And this
Mm.
book sort of kick-started that inspiration of looking into Japanese culture, folklore, fairy tales. So this book is really quite a blessing for me.
Yes, and who's the author there?
It is Genki Kawamura. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. But
There it
yes,
is.
it's a wonderful book.
Lovely. So, two great recommendations. Thank you so much. So, you've already told us how we can find you on Instagram. Where else? Do you have a website? Where else online can they find you?
I do have a website. It's currently sort of undergoing some changes, so we will see that on my Instagram. I also have TikTok as well under the same name of Mia R. Donovan underscore author. I have a
Have a
YouTube
YouTube.
channel, Mia R. Donovan. Substack, Goodreads, very easy to find me. Just search Mia R. Donovan and you'll find me. Um, of course, you can email me, miarosedonovan at aol.com. And I also have, for those who are 18 and over, a book club, which is called Oddities Book Club. And I run
Ah,
that on bookclubs.com. And the only reason it's 18 plus is simply because I can't police the language that will be used in some of our video chats. Unfortunately, it's not for children. But once a month we meet, we read books from every genre. We discuss online. Anyone from the world can visit and pop in and out of the meetings, so long as you can speak relatively good English. We have some great discussions. So if people want to reach out to me directly, then they can join Oddities Book Club.
That sounds awesome and good. And you do all of this and make a living or
Yes, it can
just
sometimes be exhausting. Yeah.
check?
Yes. Yeah,
Because we
I
know writing is not a living. I mean, for
no.
some small group of
Yep.
people like this, for all the rest of us,
Yep. It's
it's our
exhausting.
passion.
Yep. Yep. Have to
Yes,
make it
yes.
work.
Make sure, yes. Well, this has been such a delight, and I know all of you have totally fallen in love with Mia. You are excited for your children or your grandchildren or your niece or your nephew or that little kid down the street, or you want to make sure the book is in your local library. Please uh, make sure that you buy a copy and that you write a review. Write a review. It means so much to us and that you will be in touch with Mia on Instagram, take part in her giveaway, and let her know that you met her on What Are You Reading? What Are You Writing? Until next week, everybody. Thanks for being here. Bye bye.